Ready.
Yep.
What?
All the gems spawned.
Oh.
It was gem collection. That's what happens when you change host and it's loading.
Good to know.
But I don't think changing the settings fixes that. You just have to reload.
Hey, at least I'm on Windows, so I don't have to leave after every match. Come on, let's just play Gem Madness.
Ready. Set. Go.
SV, how do you want to do commentary? How do you want to do commentary?
You can take lead on the play stuff. My voice is still not able to talk all that much.
That's fine. I also was going to say I'm my attention been a little bit out of the loop. I've just been performing individually recently, so I feel like you'd just be better in giving all the context and whatnot. So. You're doing okay with your voice.
Yeah, I'm alright. I need to turn you up on Discord though, you're really quiet.
Does this change anything if I take this off?
Maybe a bit better.
Cool. I mean, I could also just move closer.
Better.
Okay. God, this is so sensitive, man. Goodness. Okay. Well, at least Terry's not recording, so God tier commentary is going to be actually included in the recording. Might be exaggerated a little bit, but. Do like a score. Nice. Okay, I turned up my stuff a little bit. So you might have to turn me down.
I had to turn you up again, actually.
Nice, great. Okay, I'll just.
I think I have it okay now.
Okay, I mean, I turned myself up again a little bit.
All right, back down.
You suck at this. You should let me cast. We're not even playing. Whatever. It's warm up. Although Tristan, if you want to cast.
He doesn't even have to cast a roll. He can't.
Bro doesn't even have a microphone. Cast the warm up.
Okay.
It's not close. Xedron is leading 109 points to 54. This is horrifying.
And A-Game's worked a lot on this map. He's really tried to practice this coming into the match, knowing that it's a likely pick for Xedron.
Lasharkus cast Fireball.
I don't know about you guys, but I think Xedron's going to win this warm-up.
I don't know. I think A-Game could make a comeback here.
There was one game in the Swiss stage that Yoshi was playing, and I think it was against Plasma or something, and then they were like, I cast, like, Megas or whatever the map was. That's what they said for their picks. Just reminded me of what Shark said.
I assume A-Game gets first pick, right?
Yeah, if he wants it, it is his first pick. I believe that Sprawl was also the warm-up map against Lasharkus, and Shark also beat A-Game.
Let's see. I will
obviously not by nearly double.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. If this is recorded, I will say on recording that A Game's first pick will be Eots. If it isn't, oh well.
That Xedron Marvel is the last thing you see before your rec replay stops working on the leaderboards. All right, let's cast hype here, or let's ping hype. God, cast is just taking over my verbal usage.
Oh man, that was brutal. All right, let's hope that was not a sign of things to come.
I hope not, but
I think A Game has a very specialized map pool, and we're gonna have to see that pulled out in order to have a competitive series for sure.
Yeah.
Pyramid's gonna be the first pick. This is a map that Ignis was able to beat Xedron on during the Swiss stage. And also
and Xedron with
Xedron
a rather appropriate.
It has expressed he does not like how luck-based the map can be.
Yeah, this one's definitely brutal. One where when I was practicing this for the pre-seed map, I was trying to just learn exactly where all the blasts and the super jumps were for ease of mobility and transportation. It worked fine, but Andy in chat saying that Cragmire should have been picked otherwise. And A Game not really giving the rest of us a whole lot of hope with his confidence, but we'll see how it goes.
I will say A Game is very good at this map. He's very competitive against other top players. This is one of his best. And he also matches up stylistically very well with Xedron, with a lot of Xedron's least favorite maps being the ones A Game is strong at.
Yeah, I think this will be hoping this is a great match. A great game, but also a great match. Both players hovering around the middle anyway, which is probably the best position to be for just about any spawn. Xedron with a couple point lead, but after only 30 seconds, especially between two ridiculously good players, it's hard to tell. The next one goes in favor of Xedron, and he's just starting to build a little bit of a lead here. Uses a super jump to possibly go back to the middle, but really nice blast to force a respawn here.
Good spawn for
A Game in a slightly better position here, and able to take the majority of the time. We see our first blue, and both players equipped with a super jump, but A Game is able to swipe up that blue pretty well, and takes the lead. So Shadow Visions, what do you think so far?
I think this is going pretty well according to A Game's game plan. He's going to need a lot more blues, though, because A Game's strength on this map is his ability to control the middle of the map. And so you'll see him pre-jumping the super jump a lot. His spawn prep is really elite at this map. And if he has extra time to prepare those megas, those blasts, and that's what's going to throw Xedron for a loop. But you can see on this spawn, Xedron's actually gotten to the center first. And fortunately for A Game, he's not going to be punished that time.
Yeah, that was a good play by Xedron, but just happens to go in the favor. We see our second blue, and Xedron's able to pick it up just barely. A Game was actually closer, but Xedron with the super jump ahead of time picks up our second blue, so they're now tied in that case, and Xedron retakes the lead from A Game.
Huge spawn for Xedron there. Completely wipes
Xedron with a nice use of a super jump after picking up that last yellow. Points that he can afford to pick up, especially gaining a bit of a lead here. We see our next blue, and that also goes to Xedron. So this is going really, really well for him. His frustrations expressed earlier not proving to be too much of an issue at the moment. A Game is still keeping up all right, but yeah, just with this next spawn, Xedron has an almost 15-point. Now we see a 15-point lead over A Game, and A Game's going to have a monster last 90 seconds here to have a chance to take this game going into game 2, which will be Xedron's pick.
Yeah, 15 points is quite a bit to come back, especially without any blues, and this map can be very finicky when whether or not it offers them to you. But the real problem here is that as the game grows closer to the end, A Game's going to have to pick up every single gem, and that is not really something you can afford to do on Pyramid. It's going to take a lot of luck going his way at this point.
Yeah. What do you think Xedron has done best so far in the kind of first half of this game where he was able to take the lead? What do you think was the difference maker there? Was it just luck, or was there a niche strategy that really helped him out?
I think the luck has mostly balanced out. I think Xedron has been faster at the punch, and I've also been impressed with his ability to camp the center of the map, which is not really something that most people thought he would be on par with A-Game about. And
We
all
see
the
our
blues
next
have gone
blue
his
here.
way.
Yeah, we see our next blue here. A-Game is finally able to pick up another one, but
now
does
he can't get up.
sacrifice the rest of the spawn. A-Game just cannot get up, and Xedron more or less evens the score on that spawn in particular. A-Game starting to come back a little bit from being almost 20 down. Frostfire giving the very, very fair comment that a player has to stay up if they're down like that after getting the blue. And Egon giving his consideration as well. But we see Xedron taking the first game pretty well. The real difference maker there being Reds. But our final score is 97-86.
And 11-point loss is not
game.
terrible, considering the
Yeah.
caliber of Xedron, 3-time world champion of Marble Blast. But obviously, A-Game's going to have to win all of his picks in order to have a fighting chance of taking the series.
Xedron picks prophetic for our next game. And interesting that we don't have to worry about ping difference here because we are playing on Ashburn, and that will stay the case throughout the entire match. So ping is not as much of a deal here as it was between, say, some earlier matches that we saw. For example, Frostfire versus Connie having to switch between Ashburn and then Nuremberg. So this is one where definitely with as much intricacy, especially in the middle and a bit on the outside, and just the structure of the map here, Xedron just has, I mean, truly some of the best mechanics, especially in tight spaces that we've pretty much ever seen in both the single player and multiplayer field.
Right, and
so
I'm not sure how much
pretty
Xedron
good.
prepared for A-Game, but if he was going to ask for advice, I would suggest picking this map against A-Game, just because it completely goes up against a lot of his strengths. He's not really known for the platforming, and of course Xedron has a huge advantage there, but it's a pretty good start for A-Game, all things considered.
Not doing too bad. A-Game with a nice swipe of that one yellow and red. Again, it's just more points taken away from Xedron himself. We're in a bit of a stall until the next spawn. It is back where a second spawn was, so Xedron just being closer, being able to swipe up most of the spawn. A nice blast by A-Game.
It's only 2 points though, and you really want more value out of your blast than that. I would have held it personally.
Yeah. But yeah, A-Game hanging on well so far after 3 or 4 spawns here. Xedron only leading by 2. Yeah, it's a super, super tight game. A-Game, not sure if he slipped up there or if he intentionally went down, but it works out for him. That was a really, really good play by him to pick up the majority of that next spawn, and he takes the lead. A-Game falls, and Xedron's able to blast up and retake the lead himself. So we have a really, really close game so far. Both players sharing these points on this next spawn. Xedron with about 3.5 minutes left to go, leading by 4 or 5 points, give or take. So we blue. I'm personally lagging, but Xedron takes the blue, and a really nice super speed by Xedron to pick up a yellow after that, which A-Game blasts off, and then Xedron in his own retaliation. So Xedron with a bit of a 10-point lead. So yeah, how do we see this so far? What do we think?
I think A-Game's doing a great job to keep it close at the moment. The thing about Prophetic is no matter how good you are, even if you're Xedron, you have to bring your A-Game in order to take this map. Because if you get caught sleeping at the start, then you're going to be down a lot of points, as we saw in my match against Frost.
So yeah, these recent couple of spawns, with gems just very easily to collect up in a line like that, Xedron has been first to the punch on both of those, and also that last one that we just saw.
A-Game needs this.
Yeah, A-Game desperately needs this. And
both
players fall, and A-Game gets the benefit of the spawn. Xedron's coming in hot.
He's got it.
And it looks like it went to A-Game, so a bit of a lifeline, but it's still an almost 20-point lead that A-Game has to climb back for, which has been expanded even further with this next spawn. So yeah, A-Game having to have a truly masterful second half of the the match here if he wants a chance to tie this game, to
We've
tie this
seen,
match.
we've seen
1-1.
20 points close very quickly on this map. It's not pyramid, so A-Game definitely still has a chance if he can keep it calm and controlled. Xedron's definitely shown that he can make a mistake or two so far.
Yeah, the momentum switching on Prophetic is absolutely horrendous, or incredible, depending on how you look at it, whose perspective you're finding. But yeah, Xedron really starting to take a bit of a more commanding lead here, leading by 30 points about.
Great navigation by Zeef.
Yeah, really, really nice job by him. And just that little edge hit made easier with Xedron's Mega Marble. That was fantastic. That's the kind of little niche movements that we were talking about earlier, where he just has the massive advantage just because of purely how good he is. So a nice blast from A-Game, but really only benefiting from 3 extra red gems there. Not really enough to make any statements going into the last minute here.
Finally a decent spawn for A-Game, but of course Xedron is there faster, able to scoop up some points with the gyrocopter. A-Game has quite a big lead on this spawn, but with 1 minute left, the comeback has to start right now.
Yeah, and a really nice play by Xedron, combining the super speed and the super jump to cross the map almost instantly. He's just, one of the quickest thinkers in the multiplayer scene for a lot of time now.
Lead holding at just about 35 points. Xedron doesn't really have to take too many risks at this point. Just let it play out, contest half the spawns, and yeah, just like that, pick up the blast and
really
deny
nice
your
blast.
opponent instead of getting the gems yourself.
Yeah, one of those cases where A-Game would have to be picking up every gem, every last gem for the last minute and a half or so of this match. But unfortunately, that's not what's happening for him. We see one more blue here, likely or last. Xedron is able to pick it up, and it's just more and more and more points for him, and A-Game can't even really get much of a consolation prize here. So 5 seconds left to go, and Xedron leading by 50 points now, so really, really well played from him. Both players making some small mistakes.
It's Prophetic. There's going to be mistakes.
Player. Yeah. Yeah, once someone truly gets good at that map, that's going to be scary. But anyway, nonetheless, Xedron leads the series 2-0. 2 more wins to take this match. And credit to A-Game, who still played a very decent match, thanks to some of our commentator friends in chat for pointing this out. But Xedron is just an incredible player, to say the very least.
A-Game picks Vibrancy Grounds, which is another pick that Xedron is known to not like very much, which I think is another good option for A-Game here. I was wondering if we were going to see Eye of the Storm, given that this is a must, basically a season point when you consider that Xedron has the next pick. So I'm a little surprised we didn't see that here. A little bit of a deviation, perhaps, from A-Game's plan coming into the series, but I do think he has a decent shot on Vibrancy.
Well, given the reputation that A-Game has with Eye of the Storm, and Andy in chat correctly pointing out that Xedron probably expected Eye of the Storm, but
it's for the vibes.
It is for the vibes at this point.
Ready.
If A-Game is able to take a game here and force at least a game 5, maybe his curtain call could be his beloved Eye of the Storm. Possibly the last time that we would see it in the tournament. So
A-Game has the Mega, hasn't opted to pop it, and there it is. But that hit isn't really going to get a whole lot of mileage. Can A-Game use the default to get the Mega and Blast? Actually, it opts to let it go, but that is going to give him the blue.
A lovely super jump to grab that blue. Oh, but Xedron with his Mega Marble still active. Denies A-Game of much else there. We see her second blue, second consecutive blue.
Yeah, that's what you need to do. Beautiful blast to secure the blue. Yeah,
that was fantastic. And A-Game with a 10-point lead already, which Vibrancy Grounds is another one of those where it's weird. It's a bit of a clunky map.
Very clunky.
Especially with especially
it doesn't get any clunkier than this.
Yeah, we see blue number 3. A-Game just does not have the blast. Xedron misses, and A-Game does pick up.
That was another blast from A-Game. He picked it up at the right moment to knock Xedron away.
3-0 for them. So yeah, A game with a really strong start here. Xedron commanding on the red so far, 20-12 in this particular moment. But A game leading on both yellows and blues, and deservingly leading by about 10 points.
Yep, Xedron off to a great start on this next spawn, though. Basically going to even up the game, and A game's going to opt to go for that. Also powerful Mega plus Blast default. So Xedron's going to be at double disadvantage here going into this next spawn. And beautiful Mega from A game to secure the whole
really,
thing.
really nice call from A game there to call the number of the Mega Marble there. Xedron
Nice blast.
doing pretty well. Yeah, another nice blast. A game just clearly A game showing what the
Unlucky.
more or less the meta is on this. Xedron able to come back a little bit with this next spawn, leaving the last red in preparation for the next spawn. Both players racing for the mega and the blast. Xedron skips out on the blast, but has the mega in his back pocket, pops it for a little bit of an upward boost, and all of a sudden, we have more or less a tie game here.
Yeah, Xedron is just much better at the platform element of this map. And he shows it there, but another blue, we'll have to see. It should be A games going at this rate.
Oh,
no.
A game!
He made it.
Close there. Was able to pick it up in the end, and
Another good
starting
spawn
to
for
pull
A
another
game.
lead again.
Yeah, this is hell to navigate, let me tell you. Another very close spawn, though.
These bumpers over there are a fierce advantage if you can really find a way to use them, but not too necessary for either player here. Xedron first at this next spawn and has a chance to take the lead for maybe the first time in the entire game, but A game gets there just in time to pick up the last yellow. Gets hit by the bumper. Yeah, don't oh, A game probably not the move there, and yeah, and Xedron is rewarded with staying near the Mega and the Blast and gaining a little bit of ground on A game here. A game can pick up the last yellow here. And we see another high spawn. Looks like Xedron's going to make it there first, but A game is right on the tail. A game still leading by about 3 to 5 points here, depending on the second. A game learning from last time and not picking up this last red.
Xedron camping the top.
Yeah.
A lot of yellows in this spawn. We are down to about a minute.
Yeah.
A game should be able to get
does
that
have
yellow.
that. Oh, and a nice
Land
mega
in the water,
by,
land in the water. Okay, that works.
Xedron there. A game decides to land on the blast. Has that mega in his back pocket and a 4-point lead.
He's not pathing the right way. Xedron's getting this whole spawn. It's going to come down to the last couple spawns, basically luck at the end, but Xedron not in position whatsoever.
Yeah, it's going to come down to 2 more spawns, maybe 3. A game is able to get there first and pick up the yellow. That is massive for him. This last spawn, we see 1 more blue.
He's got it.
Xedron is able to pick it up and takes the lead at the last second. Xedron wins by 5 points on a just godsend of a blue. The only one he's picked up the entire game. And that is the only reason why he's won. And this match is now 3-0 in his favor. That was... probably an undeserved win. With all due respect to him, A game played a great. I mean, both players played wonderfully, but probably should have gone to A game on that one, and even him expecting a 4-0 sweep here. But Xedron picking Architecture, a really strong match for him, or a really strong map for him.
You would think that he wouldn't need to pull this out at this point in the tournament. Yeah. But I guess he's imagining that he's going to end up playing Frostfire, and it's not going to be much use then, so...
Yeah, so Xedron doing a really nice job of staying on A game's tail. What went well for him besides that last blue there?
I think Xedron was just better at navigating when it came to those really tricky spawns with a lot of like boxes and mud and all that stuff. A game really stumbled on that. Of course, A game did a lot of the spawn prep better, and generally had better positioning across the map. But there were some times where Xedron just kind of had a default position that didn't go for a last red, and I think that ultimately is what gave him enough of a close game that a blue was able to make the difference at the end.
Winning on the A game here to ready out for this for our 4th map here, and given that there's no ping advantage to be had, the advantage is solely in the map pick now. Both players share the first blue. A game falls off, but is able to. yeah, recovers really nicely and is able to collect the rest of the spawn. Picks up the super jump.
Good spawn for
In
A-Game again,
preparation.
but oh, misses yellow.
Misses that yellow in the corner, but is able to pick up the other one. We have a tight game to start off with, more or less.
I mean, A-Game has undoubtedly practiced this map as well, but it's going to be like a sprawl situation where it's not really going to matter.
Yeah, we can only hope the best for him, but it's going to have a need to have a massive performance here. Picks up the blue, so a bit of a lead for him now, but we still have more than 4 minutes left to go. So
not sure what happened to Xedron there. A little bit of an uncharacteristic mistake. It didn't seem like there was a blast or anything.
Man, A-Game, the first one with his nose a little bit of ahead here, with about a 10-point lead. Here comes our next blue. Xedron is just wicked fast, but A-Game is able to take it anyway, and they share it. So yeah, what do we think of A-Game's performance so far, other than, leading by 10 points, but what has he done well?
He just hasn't really made that many mistakes, and when he has, the respawns have been very forgiving to him. But
that's a great blue for Xedron to take, and A-Game unfortunately not able to recover super well after missing out on that blue. So just one chance like that, and Xedron returns the game to be neck and neck again.
Yeah, you really only get 1 or 2 mistakes against Xedron, and if you make beyond that, I mean, the game's gonna be out of your hands. He's still doing a very good job, but nice blast from Xedron to knock A-Game off the yellow. It's gonna be a 4-point swing.
Yeah, A-Game had a nice ooh, really nice and that next blue is fantastic, and that's the reason why Xedron's going to take the lead right now. And for all we know, very well could simply not look back.
Yep. Xedron's had good uses of Mega in this series. Even on maps like Prophetic, it feels like he was always positioning himself well to disrupt A-Game. A-Game takes a swing and a miss with that Mega, and we can start to see Xedron really finding his groove in this game. Getting into 10-point lead. A-Game's going to have to start hoping for some blues in his pocket this time.
What does A-Game have to do to claim this game?
Play perfectly.
About halfway over. Yeah, that's basically one answer.
But he gets the blue. Well,
it's
going to be a tie.
Blue. Yeah, Xedron is a bit slow to the spawn, relatively speaking, of course. Still with the lead. Yeah, everyone say nice for Xedron's current point total, but there goes the next blue, and that goes in favor of Xedron, who is leading the Blues 5-4 right now.
Yeah, I mean, A-Game's playing phenomenally. The fact that you can say that the game's within 10 points, we've played 3 minutes of architecture. I think A-Game is just kind of taking better lines approaching these spawns, and Xedron's kind of just going at whatever's in front of him. And to some degree, that has worked out okay, but, I mean, another good spawn from A-Game here. It's down to 5 points.
Yeah, that a couple of blues that we've seen already that have gone Xedron's way. A-Game's gonna need that kind of play. Oh, that's fantastic.
Xedron's at the bottom.
That's the kind of play that we need to see from A-Game to bring this back neck and neck, and he does take the lead again. So yeah, on Xedron's pick, something that he's
A-Game has blast, beautifully done.
And another really nice blast on the map of Xedron's pick. As good as he is with architectures, A-Game is playing phenomenally so far.
Blast.
Xedron slips up. And A-Game has a bit of a lead right now.
A-Game is better prepared for these spawns. Xedron's at the bottom again, completely falls off on architecture. Oh, A-Game also falls, and that's going to give Xedron a little bit of breathing room. A-Game at the bottom of the map.
A-Game had the momentum there, but losing out on those couple of yellows, that was rough for him. So
yeah, good line for A-Game here. Going to get most of this spawn. Unfortunate respawn right on top of Xedron.
Yeah.
Interesting gyrocopter
here.
usage.
Yeah, both players finding their own ways to make it up. Xedron with an interesting use of a Mega Marble there. A-Game still...
It's 40 seconds left. The game is neck and neck. What is happening?
It's an incredible performance by A-Game. Even despite
2 points.
Frankly, likely 4-0 heading into this game. He is playing phenomenally. We see one more blue. A-Game is first and collects that blue.
This could be a game. It's a fan spawn. He can wait this out.
A-Game, take your time on this.
This is going to be game.
With a 12-point lead. And Xedron has to have just incredible luck here.
It's done.
But that's not going to end up happening.
A-Game beat Xedron on architecture.
A-Game is going to win this and force a game 5. An incredible performance by him. That was fantastic by him. And Xedron played great, but A-Game was just incredible.
Nockess, this should be a 2-2 right now.
Yeah, that we should have a time match right now. So given that Vibrancy Grounds didn't work out for A-Game, basically just at the end there, this could possibly be the universe giving A-Game a little bit of a boost here. So Shadow Visions, our lovely host, pre-selecting Eye of the Storm, and instead A-Game choosing Ziggurat. How do we feel about this pick?
Yeah, he was considering this as an alternative. I don't really want to say what his other option was, but I felt more confident in that one than I did with Ziggurat. I feel like this is an MBU map. Xedron's definitely played it before. And you kind of benefit a lot from natural bounces and just general pace on this map, where I feel like he's going to get outmatched. But, I mean, he won architecture, so anything's possible.
A-Game, A-Game, rather delightfully, letting us all know in chat, no more schizo picks. But yeah, I don't know. This was kind of left field for me, but also I'm not quite as involved in the preparations. So yeah, you have a better idea of A-Game's practicing and possible performance on this. So what do you expect of Xedron here?
Go.
I'm not sure Xedron has played this map in a while, and maybe that's what the kind of goal is, but I think it's just going to be a very classic Xedron game where he's constantly first to these spawns and taking beautiful, efficient lines with his movement, lots of nice bounces and the like, where A-Game's going to be losing time. Where A-Game really wants to win this is, he picked Bull earlier in the season. I feel like A-Game's going to have the best routing when it comes to navigating through these spawns, and I think he's also going to be betting big on the blue in the middle.
Yeah, this is gonna be a really interesting map, really interesting game to see, and this is A-Game's season on the line. So he loses this, and he's out. So it would be incredible to see him take this one as well.
Yep. And so far, it's pretty competitive, but you don't really want to pick up that last red as A-Game, or it could have been basically game over if a huge spawn came in the middle there for Xedron. You have to be oh so careful. Very unfortunate miss there, and that's what I'm talking about. Xedron does not do those kinds of misses very often, so A-Game's going to have to be very, very precise in order to make this happen. It's a lot more forgiving than something like architecture, where you make one small mistake and you're stuck at the bottom and losing the whole spawn. If Xedron makes a mistake like that, it's going to be costing him 1-2 points max. And in general, he's going to make it up over the course of a match, like we can see with the 6-point lead he currently has.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of times A-Game, just barely bouncing or landing over a gem that he really should have. He really should have grabbed him. Yeah, those little mistakes Xedron just makes far less commonly. So yeah, Xedron picking up those 2 yellows right there was great for him. So
not sure about the call to use that super speed on a couple gems on the hill. That's really a powerful power-up that you have to go to the outskirts of the map to get. I'm not really sure it's worth using right there. But A-Game
in a better position for the next spawn. He in a better position for this next spawn and able to.
Oh, that Mega could be big. Narrowly dodges it.
Yeah, barely hanging on.
We're halfway through the game now. It's a 5-point lead for Xedron. A-Game is taking a good line through this spawn, but it's not really worth all that much. Gained 1 point on it, and it's right behind them. Nice little chain of 3 gems and a good blast by Xedron.
Oh, that was a great blast by Xedron. That was exactly what he needed to do there, and having that blast in his back pocket was a perfect play for him. And we can see that he also has a Mega now. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, Xedron just really needs to camp the middle between spawns at this point, and the game should be his, because if he can knock A-Game away from the blues, there's not really a huge window back into the game. 10 points on this map with a minute to go is massive if a blue doesn't come.
Yeah, at this point, this game and this match is definitely Xedron's to lose, so A-Game will have to have a truly masterful performance to keep his season alive.
Yep, still 10 points, so Xedron's holding steady here and, doing what he needs to do, camping the middle, and he's going to be rewarded for that. Looks like A-Game is going to share it. Still 10 points again, but Xedron is sacrificing some points here in order to secure the blue should it actually appear. But knows to stall this one out. He's also getting momentum towards the middle when he picks this up, but that's going to be 2 yellows going the way of A-Game. It's down to 7 points.
Yeah, slightly going away of in the
Xedron has
favor of A-Game.
blast, and there it is.
Yeah, that was great for him. A-Game able to recover not too poorly from that, but with 30 seconds
Oh,
left,
this is a
7
big
points.
spawn.
Yeah, against that. Oh,
Mega could come
recovering
big for A-Game. Oh, he missed the yellow.
A-Game really could.
There's no time to wait.
Really
He needs a
use
blue.
That, yeah, this blue
This
blue
has
here
to
would
be
be
a
massive
blue.
for him.
Nope.
You
Yeah, this spawn isn't worth
can only hope
anything.
for A-Game's sake. Yeah.
He needs the
hope for
super
A-Game's
speeds.
sake,
He needs to pick up every gem. Nice blast.
Let's see a blue right here. Oh, unfortunate. That's probably going to be A-Game season right there.
As long as Xedron gets 1 gem, he's good. Yep. And that's it. It's only a 2-point
Oh, goodness me. It ended up being close, though. But that is game, set, and match here. Xedron goes through to the quarterfinals against... Who is he playing now?
I don't know. I have to check.
But regardless, yeah, definitely the one of
was a
the
joke. It's
strong
me.
contenders for the... Oh, it is you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good to know. Well, that'll be fun to watch. But anyway, yeah. So how overall, as A-Game exits the tournament, how do we think? How do we feel about him?
I think A-Game had a great showing this tournament. He really didn't have that much expectations coming into the tournament. He was basically a 50-50 bet against Surge in week 1. Was able to win that one randomizer, but I think given the caliber opponents that we ended up seeing him against, he played Xedron, he played Connie, was able to beat Connie in a full-on series. So I think that kind of speaks for itself, like the level of improvement that we've seen from A-Game. I think he can definitely exit with his head held high.
Yeah, this is a phenomenal showing, and I think better than anyone, including him, expected. So, but anyway, yeah, Andy's saying that a blue at the end there, at the end of Ziggurat, would have been karma for for vibrancy grounds. And I mean, heck, that could have been a 3-2 match in A-Game's favor. So we weren't too far away from that.
Yeah, I think I actually bet on a 4-1, so I'm glad that came true. But I think a lot of those could have gone A-Game's way, especially if vibrancy grounds. But I mean, he can say he beat Xedron in architecture in playoffs, so that's definitely something to be proud of.
Yeah, and a truly masterful performance. That was so exciting to see on his account. So anyway, well, Xedron continues off into the quarterfinals against your co-host Shadow Visions, and exiting this match now, I've been Nockess alongside Shadow Visions. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in a match very soon.